From page 18, still on chapter 1, Chamtai has moved to the new bomber, Mr. Wanjala's compound. Now that Naleka had not appeared in our usual hiding place for several days, it developed cold into my stomach. For 2 consecutive days, she was nowhere to be seen. I knew something is amiss, or her mother had resorted to confine her within, perhaps refrain her from making to the field. That prompted an invite myself to her place and made an impromptu visit, perhaps to know and find out what exactly has transpired. It was inevitable to fact-find what had happened. Though it was an unwelcomed visit, but I made my way to their home place. In the evening, I strolled slowly, hiding, tried as much nobody to realize my presence. I opened my eyes just to have a glimpse of her figure. I won't fail to recognize her shape, or maybe confuse her with that of her mother or the younger siblings. I knew my woman very well, a small and also rounded woman. Wow, there she was, winnowing some grain in preparation for the evening grinding. After she was done, she poured the grains on the heavily well-carved stone lususi that served as our grinding machine. For our days, we could use such stone to convert whatever cereals or grains into something more of a powder or of a flour. That was a portion meal for our days. Attracted for the lad, I found some bush to hide and kept waiting for an opportune moment to check on her. The dusk will actually give us some privacy. God given chance, I will see her. Naleka had warmed her sufuria. That is, it was getting dark. Perhaps such a sticky remnant in the sufuria with remnants of the yesterday ugali required some hot waters to soften. So she placed on the burning fire, and the liquid actually warmed up to make it easy for her washing. It was good for she actually pushed more for firewood, and it warmed up quickly, became extremely hot. As late as 8 in the evening, I was patient, and nothing would stop me to check on my love, the love of my heart. Hidden at some point, slightly covered with the bush, at a vantage position to watch all her moves, I was damn sure at some point I will find a chance. My heart warmed whenever she made her moves to come out of the house. At times to collect firewood at times she has to break the firewood into pieces before she takes them to the house. With an axe, she tried to break the logs of wood. She bent forward and left the whole of her behind before me. Of course, you could not tell that somebody watched her from behind. She had a gold skin that never covered the bits of the important avenger. One major place of importance has actually been placed right before me. It was dark, but keenly I observed every bit of her endeavors. Again she came out to pour water. Quickly I ran after her. I wanted to make her understand that I was around and I needed to check on her. If possible, we can meet. What happened? She actually poured the water, and I was right after her. The hot boiled water came over my head. Drenched with some With such a burning liquid, I yelled and groaned in pain. I lost in temper and cursed her for being stupid. A lion had hit with a poisonous Lifumo. Lifumo happens to be a Apocoso spear. So I was actually hurt in anger, and I will not hesitate to rebuke her. But as for her and all the women, they were used to such rebukes from men. Therefore, she found it fun and bursted into laughter, though she noted my voice and sympathized with me. I'm sorry, sweetheart. You should have told me before. How will I know that a dog lived in this bush all this long? Now you see the kind of a foolish dog taking on a hot shower. Anyway, wait for me here. After Mom goes to sleep, then jump off and come home. Is that fine? She confirmed to her innocence and apologized for the incident. I actually blamed the accident to her mother for having caused all that was inevitable into unavoidable circumstance. She had actually pressurized my girl to stay indoors. Then I wondered, how will a woman of her age ever get married if a woman will not move out for a date or a dinner? Give for example, if a woman will not go for a church function, if a woman will not go out for a political rally, burial ceremony, or walk around in the market, how will she be noticed? Women ought to move out into public, then they will be noticed. As for Naliaka, she will move to the bush, and I will be there waiting for her. Therefore, her mom actually persecuted our love. Such were tribulations I had to endure for the sake of my love for her. I knew her mom will retire to bed very soon, and I popped in to find the woman of my life. The kitchen oil lamps will after it will go off. That was a signal that everything was cool and fine, and I will tiptoe and jump over. Through a slightly open window, I'll jump over the kitchen, and I'll find my woman there. She was there actually waiting for me. My father also had his fate unfolding. His new woman had seldom acquitted herself with the groundsman, and she will extradite her demand. Unlike all other women who were comfortable in their houses till the day of their visit, Chemtai had more energy and would request for something extra. Chemtai seemingly looked dissatisfied with what she was given in our father's main house. She would go out for some extra thing. While all other women were submissive and patient to wait on the day of visit, Chemtai, she required more wood for the fire. She was still young, hot and burned around, and thus she required some waters to quench her thirst. For her to remain calm, perhaps she sought for a man, whoever could be, perhaps another one of her loose character and weak mind of her status. She will be seen strolling in the marketplaces in the evening hours, in pretext to buy the evening foodstuffs for her evening meal. She had a budget list, but nobody will tell in her mind what she was after. Only God knew the desire and the need in her heart. Also, the devil chuckled from a distance, knowing the excess progesterones and the androgens he had injected on the two victims, propagating immorality. Even the neighbor shop attendants, will not suspect something fish. But only the two addicted for the human vibrations of something understood themselves, because at all times they talked, she had light-faced smile and exchanged puns all the time she met somebody by the name Kamau. The nice looks actually confirmed that Kamau was welcome for the evening warm-ups. Nobody would actually read their mind. It was a big secret between two foes. Even our village security personnel, the league rules, will not actually tell what transpired between the two people. The Nyumba Kumi initiative, those are the village security personnel, actually failed to understand and even find something to accuse of the two to work in that evening, or rather late, very late in the night. As you can know, Mr. Kamau had a shop in our market. He rented a shop and called it Plan B, where he lived all together with his family and the business stock. Everything was found in one roof. What we are told is that Mr. Kamau came from the slopes of Mount Kenya to reside in our place.